my voice and making noise and charging you. Oh, no more hide and seek. Hey, don't have to click my heels 3 times. You're running for me. You've clenched your heart, your soul, your mind. Sometimes you feel like you can't sustain. No heart and no brain. So you will see. Speak yourself free. Oh, you transform. Oh, yeah. Say no more hide and seek. There is no place where I am 3 times around for peace and you can lift my heart, my soul, and my Well, hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Welcome to the Lady Ball Show. You notice I did something a little bit different. I showed you the video of the artist I'm going to be interviewing this evening. Listen, if you are watching me live, oh, 1 second. My little share my screen issue wants to pop up on me back. Okay. If you are watching me live, make sure you comment so I can shout you out and so I can engage with you. If you have any questions for the one I'm going to be interviewing is James Barmore. He is the first man that's embracing the Lady Ball Show. They're doing the summer music flow. Last week we supposed to have done it, but Facebook had an outage. So that's why we couldn't go live. So this is the moment that we both was able to go live. And I want to introduce to you everyone that's watching me live and watching the replay. Thank you for watching the Lady Ball Show. This show is all about me chatting with influential guests, men, including women as well, that are rocking, that's just doing the doggone thing. They're using their gift, transforming society, and they're not afraid to step out and do what they do. So the Lord has blessed me to be connected with a lot of people. And so I want to introduce those to this particular artist. You may not even know, may have never heard his song. And that's one of his songs that he done. That song I love the most. That's why I wanted to show everybody. Let me bring my guest in so everyone can meet him. His name is James Barmore. He's on the West Coast, out of Los Angeles, California, and so we can get chatting and everything. Make sure you also share this out for me. Those who are watching me live on Facebook, as well as from Facebook to YouTube and Periscope. And there go James, everyone.
Hello, everyone. Love and light. How you doing?
Thank you for coming on the Lady Ball Show, Jane. Thank you for, let me make sure I say this too. He is appearing courtesy of InRage Entertainment. That is his record label. He has an amazing producers. I even chatted with Ebony. She is so sweet. She is just so sweet. And the one that the mastermind, both of them are masterminds, but the one that's behind it, Bruce, he's amazing as well. And so you can tell how we're going to start things off, James. You can, I was going to say, tell us a little bit about yourself, but I'm going to start things off, I'm going to say, I know you're in California. I know you live in,
Mhm.
you said Los Angeles, North Hollywood. Is that where you're
Mhm.
originally from?
Oh no, but you. No, I'm not from LA. I'm not from California. I am originally from the Motor City. I'm from the 313. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. So
Oh,
yeah.
I did not know that. I thought you were like
Mhm.
California born and raised.
No, no, no. I moved to California in January of 2014. So from that point until now, it's been a total of 5 years now that I've been in California.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess you've been there so long now. It feel like second nature home to you.
Right, right. Yeah. They tell you after year 5, you're a veteran. You're no longer a newbie.
After 5 years. So listen,
Hmm.
growing up, what kind of music do you listen to? Because I like your style. I would tell Serena you have this old. You're young. You're a young man,
Hmm.
but you have this old school flow about you. So, what kind of music did you listen to growing up?
Um, that well, I'll say for me that is such a loaded question just because of the artist and musician that I am.
Hmm.
But if I were to reference some of my childhood in relation to genres, it was always gospel. It was
Hmm.
always soul music.
Hmm.
It was always a little bit of R&B, and I'll say a little bit of jazz. Um, Artists like Herbie Hancock, Luther Vandross, The Whispers, The Shy
Oh,
Lights.
the
Yes,
whispers.
like listen, I'm that old school. You know what I mean? One of my favorite songs. One of my favorite songs written by Rod Temperton, written for the group Heatwave before Luther
Oh.
Vandross made his rendition of it is Always and Forever.
Hmm. Yeah.
I'm really, really about my old school music and really, really about um, show not only showcasing but paying homage and paying respect to my elders and my
Yes.
ancestors in regards to music. Not to take from them or make a carbon copy, but to acknowledge them. You know what I mean? You'll hear
Right.
inspirations, you'll hear influences, but you'll never hear the exact, you know, for notes that you always hear. You know what I mean?
Right. Right now, I'm because I'm old schoolish too. The music
Hmm.
from I'm going to say my mother's time. Now that's like
Hmm.
because she's a civil rights movement baby. I love
Okay.
that music.
Yeah.
I love the Tina Turner. I like watching
Hmm.
those. I grew up here. I actually grew up here in Diana Ross and the Supremes. All the Motown and watching them
Yeah.
perform and how they a lot of times like Diana Ross, she just stood there flat footed and just gave vocals, and that's like
And that's all it took.
yeah, exactly, exactly. You didn't need everything else, and so I was
Hmm.
like, that's what
Hmm.
I see in you. So what you did, you just named your
Oh my gosh.
influencers. You just named your influencers, correct?
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So I'm trying to figure out how can I take it because when it comes to the old school flow, it's so much in that some people don't
Right.
really don't know how powerful the old school flow is. So when I mean, how did you start walking towards the music career, having them as your influencers, and we also grew up in a culture of rap as well. When
Hmm.
you, I mean, how did you go in that direction? How do you know that's what you wanted to do? And coming from gospel music.
Um, I feel like anyone or any well not anyone but anything that really sticks to you. I'm going to use the term anything that resonates with you um, is something that's a part of you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I felt about, that's how I felt about Motown music. The one memory I have tied to always and forever is that I was young, I was a child, and I barely remember anything from my childhood. But this is one of the memories I remember. I was riding home in my grandmother's Jaguar one night. We were riding back to her house because I was staying with her for the summer, and I was in the back of the seat and I was asleep. And Always and Forever was playing on the radio, and it was like the most calming moment, but
Mm-hmm.
also the most uh, like birthing or like origin moment.
Right.
Nothing that you will understand now as an adult, but just felt as a child. I've never forgotten that memory, and that's one of the reasons I know that in regards to soul music, I resonated with. I identify as a soul artist. I have a basis
Mm-hmm.
in soul, and we know that gospel is in that same lane and connection
It is.
with soul because it that's where that's where God speaks. That's where God dwells. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? As well
Mm-hmm.
as the spirit. But that soul is just as much connected in regards to soul music and gospel music. So those were always the basis for me. I was not born in the church, but I was raised in the church at a very, very young age. I was raised Pentecostal apostolic. So
Okay.
listen, that's
I'm
it.
Pentecostal too.
That's all you know. You understand what I'm saying? So
That's all you need.
yeah, exactly. So being raised in that music and um, in soul music, that was something that it just is me. It's not a part of me. It
Mm-hmm.
is me because it's where I was as a little child, and it's where I am now.
Mm-hmm. How did you come up as far as your style? Because I follow you on Instagram.
We're talking
People.
fashion.
Yes,
Okay,
that's
I'm
what
ready.
it's like.
Come on, let's go, lady boss. Let's talk about fashion, honey.
Because you have like your own when you go to those appearances and you put it on your Instagram
hmm
stories. How do how
hmm
did all of this come about? How did James become who he is today?
Oh my gosh. I'll get this airplane in a second.
Mm-hmm.
So I can take a second to really think about this. Um, okay, lady boss, listen. This or the style that I have now has taken years to evolve into what it is now.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, me as a kid, going through grade school, specifically middle school or high school, I had I didn't really have a sense of style. I feel like I went through phases because there were certain styles of the times. A style in the 2000s, a style in 2010, and other styles. But even then, I've always been very slow to things. So while somebody
Mm-hmm.
could be on Hollister, for example, I'm just getting on Aeropostale. That's just how my life has been in regards to like me playing the catch up game. But I feel like as my confidence and me understanding my personality evolved, and if I'm very, very with you, did not happen until I moved to California. If I'm very clear and very honest, did not
Right.
happen until I moved to California. Um, Taking all of that, or taking just that amount of time to evolve it, like it's literally been a process. I went from
Mm-hmm.
like what I would call nerdy chic sweater vest and button ups and having like this formal look in school to this urban, and I would wear really baggy clothes and the turbans and so on and so forth. And I went to kind of like a rock star type of situation with the
Mm-hmm.
bandanas and not too much of like the black, so to speak, but making it in like a field, if you're aware of that. And then to where it is now, to where it's like a collaboration of all those things. But I think just the synergy of it all together. If I can give you, or if I can wrap that all together, and I will give you this.
Mm-hmm.
I am in regards to fashion. I am of the things that I see. That could be cultures. That could be
Mm-hmm.
styles. Be any if it resonates with me, I'm just adding it to the person. So one day you may see blue kimono with some, harems on and a turban. You know what I mean? Like just because that's what makes the most sense. That's what I feel. And it's
Right.
a whole bunch of different, cultures. And trust me, people have called me out on it because I do it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have like, an Akhenaten Egyptian sweater on with, like a well, they always tell me when they call me out on it, I respect it because you do it and you make it look good and you don't care. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So yeah.
You're right. And see, every artist have their own style. That's why I want to art. I love it
Mhm.
when you guys talk about your artist. I mean your style, and it's not just your singing, but how you dress, because
Mhm.
all of that is showing your
Mhm.
uniqueness. Because, but as you guys release music
Mhm.
and you're performing, you're not trying to be like somebody else. You're trying to bring to the table what your
Right.
God given gift. What God has put in you.
Period.
And so that's something that I wanted you to kind of
Mhm.
bring out, because some people may follow you on Instagram after this and be like, "What in the world?" It's
Mhm.
just his style. Like sometimes when you performing,
And be real confused. Mhm.
right? Because when you're performing, sometimes you have a little. You call it, like you say, king and queen a lot, which is good. I like that. Like everyone
Yes.
like
Yes.
speak yourself to be a king, and then reference her as a queen. But you put the crown on your head, a little. That's
Mhm.
something different. So to keep that's what I like. So,
Mhm.
so that every artist to kind of bring out, uh, who they are. And so another thing I want you to point, I want you to talk about. Do you write your own songs? The songs that you wrote from your
I'm
previous
sorry, Lady
album,
Boss. I think
and
I
the other songs.
lost your volume. I can't hear you
Uh
any
oh.
longer.
Uh oh. Can
I'm
you
not
hear me
sure.
okay, James? Okay. I think he may have be having audio problem. Let's Are you able to hear me okay, James?
I can see you speaking, but I cannot hear you. I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay. He can hear me but can't. Okay, hold on. That's how it is with live stream, folks. So he said he's having audio issues. Here we go. Uh let's see. Okay, can you hear me now? Let's check. You got it. Is it okay? One second, folks, because I think the audio is on his end that he can. I could hear him fine. Okay, so what we're going to have to do is restart this broadcast over and finish up the interview because James is having audio issues on his end. Okay, we'll be right back.